What's up, everybody? This is Lucci here with your trading update for December 23rd, day before Christmas Eve. Remember, tomorrow we do have a half a day, so that means markets will be closed at 1 p.m. Friday, we're going to be open for a full day, but I'm assuming most of the action is going to be pretty light volume tomorrow as well as Friday. Maybe the last couple of days before the new year hits, you might get some volatility there. And then obviously everybody is looking forward to January. So let's get into the markets today. If we look at the past couple of days, we noticed here that SPY gapped up overnight. We had some GDP. We had GDP numbers come out this morning, better than expected. So we rallied nicely off that news. So if you take a look at the pre-markets, you can see that right here at 8 o'clock. We rally good 5-7 handles here, and typical with these lovely gaps is you get the gap and then you get crap all day. Action for this particular intraday session, most of it was actually in a lot of the banks. So if you take a look at the XLF here, XLF has been very strong here. So you look at Bank of America leaning on this $18, which, by the way, while the market was washing out, it looked like this was not going to happen. And then finally comes back all the way up here to 18 bucks. Honestly, I think you see this thing up to 19, possibly even $20 by early next year. We take a look at Goldman Sachs here. I think this has a $200 handle on it soon. If you notice, all these financials do have this V-shape retrace. Some are stronger than others. So if you look at this Wells Fargo, she's hitting all-time highs. If you look at Morgan Stanley, she's hitting all-time highs as well. Citigroup and JP Morgan, I would say, are the laggards. Citigroup being the most. If you take a look at JP Morgan, she's almost back to that 63 area too. So the chat room caught a couple of good trades here on the JPM as well as the Citigroup off this consolidation rally right here. So if you go ahead, we'll take a look at this P&L shot here. So this is JPM right here. This is the 62 weekly call. And again, I caught a majority of this move. I caught this move, sold out of some. Caught the next one, sold out of some. So you got to get in there with size, though. Got to get in there with size. You notice I traded around 1,400 contracts on this thing too. I'm still holding this Chipotle. Let's go ahead and take a look at this Chipotle. I liked it because of the previous day's action. So if you remember yesterday here, this thing looked pretty strong. And then finally, you go back to, over like a month on this thing, she's been just stalled out here. Plus, we had that shakeout here off the SPY dump, and then she kind of came all the way back up here to 670, which, she currently has a little bit of resistance on. If you go out to about a year, though, you can see all-time highs is right here. Nobody really sold. There's no real sellers in this thing, so I think you can see a $700 handle soon on this one. Some of the other names are strong today. We have the transport stocks. So we go back to day's action. This CP looks pretty good. This UNP, I believe, looks pretty good. One of the interesting things was the biotechs. So if you take a look at this IBB, this thing had a pretty bad down day. If you look at it over 3 months, and you can see this candle, pretty interesting. So top take here on the biotech stocks. I don't know. These aren't really names that I look to playing, but I know they have been in play recently. So any of you day traders out there, there's a lot of juice in all of these biotech names. So even if you can catch a couple of point bounce here or further downside, there's plenty of money on the table here. Let's go ahead and take a look at the oil sector, or just oil in general. Again, consolidating down here. We look at the energy names. Kind of the same here. Definitely some bids coming back into the market here. Again, with fresh highs on the SPY. I think, though, in the next couple of days, I don't think we make any big bullish moves. But then again, I didn't expect us to come back all the way to all-time highs in freaking 4 days. So, this market is ready for anything. Another thing taking place today was the casinos. Bouncing the casinos, further bouncing the casinos. You got a nice candle here on Win and LVS. Remember, these two names have been getting beat down, really beat down. LVS is just a much prettier chart than that Win. You take a look at this MGM as well. And that's it. That's it, really, guys. So remember, tomorrow, again, low volume kind of day. if you get roped up into some directional calls or puts or whatever it is, be sure to let those go as soon as the markets turn. You know what else could happen is that SPY could be flooded with that kind of algo sweep activity, where let's say it looks like we're trending one way, and then all of a sudden 20 cents down, 30 cents down, 40 cents down just disappears, and then anybody who's sitting there holding long calls is just going to get smoked, and then wondering what to do, should we continue going in, all that kind of stuff. So you've noticed here, sellers, there wasn't really much selling pressure here today on the indexes, much less anything else. One thing actually I wanted to go ahead and cite was this Google, man. Look at this 4-day run in Google, right? $500 all the way to 540. I think this thing tops out pretty soon. So selling some out of the money calls on this could be a good idea. But again, wait for some selling to start coming in, down to 537, 535. You might get a pop up to 545, squeeze the last bunch of people in long. And then you kind of get that fade on it. But I'm looking at the banks here. I'm looking at Chipotle. Also looking at some of the social networks as well. Facebook, LinkedIn, things like that. And that's about it. That's about it, guys. All right, so I'll try to do another trading update tomorrow, but chances are there's not going to be that much action. So if I don't talk to you, Merry Christmas, everybody.